y'all, it's ETX Thermal Hunter coming at you tonight to talk about the Pulsar Helion 2 XP50 Pro Thermal Monocular. I've been fortunate to be using this for the last 6 months in the field. Before this, I had the original model, the Pulsar's original model, the Helion XP50. Loved that thermal monocular. So I was excited to get the new one, see all the things they've changed, see kind of how this went. So after using it for 6 months, this is kind of my overall review of what I think of the Helion 2 XP50 Pro Thermal Monocular. First, we're going to go into the specs. It's a 640 by 480 NETD value of -20 or of less than 25K. That's an improvement over the original Helion and Helion 2, which is a less than 40K NETD value. So a better thermal core on this one. Still 17 microns. This is still a 50 millimeter objective, still focusable. It's got an F value of 1.0 versus 1.2 on the original Helion models. It's got a base magnification of 2.5 and it goes all the way up to 20x. It's got a field of view of about 65 feet at 100 yards, so that's a pretty good wide field of view for a thermal monocular. Identification range we'll talk about, but detection range 1800 meters. It's really good detection range. Like I said, this is Pulsar's top of the line model, so it's got all the bells and whistles. It's got 8 color palettes, picture-in-picture, video recording with sound. Can take still images as well. It's got 16 gigs of built-in RAM, or built-in memory, excuse me. They changed the outer material to a magnesium-based body, and they enlarged the frame just a little bit, not too much, not even noticeable in my hand. The only reason I know that is that the specs say it's just a little bit bigger. So a lot of things are very similar to the Helion. The big takeaways is the F value 1.0 on the lens versus the magnesium body, as well as they added an HD screen on this one. So this screen resolution on this one, instead of being 640 by 480, which is what the original Helions were, this one is a 1024 by 768 high definition LED screen. So that is going to make the image a lot clearer here, as well as between the new thermal chip and the improved lens, it's going to make the detection and the identification in the image a lot crisper and clearer. So those are just the little tweaks that made a big difference. Do I think this has a better image quality than the Helion 2 or Helion, excuse me, the Helion XP50, which is what I originally had? And I do. I think with the image boost added in the firmware update, with the new lens, the new thermal core, and the screen, I think the image that the user sees through this and through the recordings is sharper, is a little bit more contrast to it. You can really see the texture in landscapes. I think honestly the image is just a little bit better, and I think that's great. Pulsar always does a great job of pushing the envelope on keeping their options at the same price or just a little bit better, and improving the quality. The other thing too is the battery life on these Helions are excellent. I like the battery. It's rechargeable, same as the original model, but I get a good 6 to 8 hours out of the battery, so that's really good for what I'm getting on it. Like I said, I use this one probably 90% of the time when I'm hunting. I've got a thermal rifle scope as well. It's got a Thermion on my rifle, and I literally spend most of my time behind this thermal monocular. I spend only time behind my rifle when I've identified an object that I'm going to shoot at, and then I turn my rifle scope on. So talking about identification range on this thermal, I'd say a conservative number would be 350, maybe 400 to clearly identify. This thing is probably the #1 hunting tool I use, whether it's hog hunting, predator hunting, deer hunting, bow hunting, doesn't matter. It's always in my hunt pack. Like I said, I spend many hours behind it weekly, season-wise, and the form factor is great. I think this is probably one of the best monoculars on the market for the price, because this thing retails at $4,000 for $3,099. So that's a really good price for what you get on this thermal. I think that, the XQ models are in the $32 or $100 range. I think for a 640 thermal monocular, this is probably one of the best buys, probably one of the best all-around qualities monoculars you can get for the price point. If you're interested in hearing more about this or knowing where you can order one, go ahead and check outdoorlegacygear.com, or you can call Jason and Hans at 877-350-1818, and they can answer any of your questions about this. Get you one ordered, get you one on the way today. It'd be one of the best things y'all put in your hunting bag. Hey y'all, thanks for checking out my YouTube channel. Thanks for checking out this video. Please hit like and subscribe to my channels, and check me out on Instagram at ETX Thermal Hunter to see more content of hog hunting and thermal videos. Thanks for stopping by. Stay safe in the fields. God bless.